After the start of the game where, I don't know if it was coming off the loss or whatever, where we weren't very good, got down 13-4. I thought we were as good as we've been all year. I thought we really defended. That's a good team. And everybody's going to look at that score and say, well, Maryland should have beat that team by 20. But where we are right now to do what we did, I was really proud of our guys. I thought we played at a high level. I thought we got better in a lot of phases. I thought we got better defensively. Our ball screen defense got better. Our team defense got better. Our recognition of plays got better. How to guard screens got better. And then the second half, I really thought we executed. Our spacing wasn't great the first half. We talked about spacing in the second half. We got great spacing. We continued to get to the foul line, which we're becoming very good at that, and we stepped up and made free throws. But what I told the team is we got a lot better today. We got a lot better, and it was good to see. It's the best we played since Iowa State.
Question for Coach. Mark, it seems like physically you guys asserted yourselves today, and Jay kind of seemed like he was the leader of that.
Yeah.
How much of that was a product of what happened Wednesday, and how do you challenge them to do that?
Yeah, I think we learned a lot. Virginia came in there and kind of manhandled us physically, and so we know what our approach had to be. We're still not as physical as we need to be, but we're getting there. And we'll get more practice time this week, which will help. We'll have a normal week. We've had 6 games in 13 days. It's a lot. And so we'll have more practice time this week to hopefully get a little more physical, get a little bit better defensively, drill them, continue to drill them so they recognize situations better defensively. Yeah, it was a big part of what we've talked about since the game ended on Wednesday night, and I thought we were a little more physical today.
Coach, you took DeMonte out after a couple early turnovers. What did you say to him at that timeout, and what did you think of his play for the rest of the game?
Well, I yelled at him because I just said, you got to play better. You have to play better, DeMonte. And he did. And he came out, and he was the first big to really start playing well, and we rode him. I think he probably played 25 of the last 30 minutes. His defense was good. His recognition was good. His awareness was good. And then he got some things going offensively. He made free throws, which was great to see. I think he missed one. I think he was 5 for 6. He did a lot of really good things. He blocked 3 shots, but probably altered about 4 or 5 more. So he gave us a great presence at the rim when we did break down. It was his best game in his career so far, all-around game.
I know you touched on it yesterday about making them aware that this team beat Clemson earlier in the year. I don't know if you were aware of some of the other scores this weekend, with Connecticut losing, with Michigan losing today. That happened right before. But do you challenge your kids in that sense in saying to them, these teams are good. These teams can beat you, and use those other games as examples?
Yeah, we have to. And college basketball, it's so hard to win. I mean, we were terrific today, and we were up 10 with 8 to go or something. They banked in a couple, and we were really, really good. So it's hard to win in college basketball today. You saw the score. So we'll enjoy tomorrow. We'll take tomorrow off. We'll come back to work Monday. We know we got a team that played Carolina to 10 points, played Cincinnati to 9 points. A good basketball team coming in here Wednesday, and then we got Upstate coming in Saturday, who just beat Georgia Tech. I believe they're 8-2 now. And when I scheduled them, he told me they weren't going to be any good. So he's an old friend. So he lied to me. So we have a tough week, and we probably have the same roster all next week. So it was good for us to get confidence and play well, and we'll see what happens. But we got to be mentally ready whenever those games start.
You are aware.
Yeah, I got a great SID.
Mark, I was actually going to ask you about DeMonte also and just the game he had, but since you already addressed that, what have you seen progression-wise with DeMonte since the beginning part of the year, and just how much has he come along, not only defensively, where it seems like he's been a presence for a lot of the year, but even offensively also? Yeah,
DeMonte wants to be a great defender. That's what he talks about. And so he concentrates on it. It's just being aware and staying focused. Today he got into a groove and he got there. So that's really where he's improved the most. He had a couple turnovers early, but he was so much better with catching and getting fouled and getting to the foul line. Things he couldn't do last year. He would have dropped it, fumbled it. So he's really worked hard at that. He actually has a good jump right hook. We just don't give him those many opportunities to do that. So he's coming day by day with him, and all three of those guys, three-headed center, as Walt likes to call it, they all worked hard. They had good practices. We need them to play well. One of those three guys or two of those three guys every night. So it's good to see DeMonte have a game like that. It's good for his confidence.
Coach, how big was moving Jake to the 4 a couple minutes into the game, and just talk about the second half that he played? And are you comfortable still relying on him going throughout, moving him to the 4?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a part of what we do all year with him. So, you wanted to start the big lineup. We talked about throwing the ball inside, trying to get fouled, take advantage of our size. It didn't work. So we tried it for 4 minutes. We went small, became a much better offensive team. Scored 82 points the last 36 minutes of the game against a good team that's well coached, and it worked today. Big lineup worked against Iowa State. Good thing is I have the versatility to do it, so it's great to have a Jake Lehman who can play multiple positions, and it gives me a chance to do things like that.
Last couple questions, John.
Couple.
Mark, just to follow up on Jake, last year if he goes 0 for 3 the first 10 or 15 minutes, you might not see anything much more from him. He was doing some good things. He had a couple of nice passes, playing defense, but it just seemed that he knows when to turn it on or how to turn it on this year where he didn't a year ago.
Yeah, I think he looks out there and he realizes and understand everybody's trying to stop Melo. Melo came off a double screen and had 3 guys on him one time. So we talked about that at halftime. Melo, you might not get the shots, but we got to find guys. And we talked about Jake finding guys in the corner, and he found them in the second half. He made some nice passes, but he's added a post-up game. He's not great at it, but he's added it to him. He got a little fatigued in this game, probably played him a few too many minutes, but we just stick with him. He's got to play. We need him. He's the one guy on that roster that played significant minutes last year for us right now. So he's the guy that we got to rely on quite a bit.
Last question.
Mark, there were a couple of times today where you guys came out of a timeout and were able to run a set and knock down a 3.
Yeah.
How satisfying is that to
That's
see
great.
a young group go out there and run sets?
Yeah, I think 3 timeouts we scored 9 points, but I'm not 100% sure. I know 2 we scored 6. I think the third one we scored another one. So, and then after Jake layup rolled out on another one. So I bragged about the guy. They were good after timeouts today. They were concentrating. Now, to start the game, we had a play call and we didn't run it the right way. So, but for the most part, we were good after timeouts. All right, thanks, guys.